Hello students, hope you are doing great and you are doing your part, that is hard work, right? We were on the chapter Human Health and Diseases. Human Health and Diseases. All the content of this chapter is somehow related to your day-to-day life, right? We have already completed the pathogens, the different kind of pathogens. We have completed the bacterial pathogen and we have revised all that thing as well. We have completed the bacterial pathogens. We have completed viral, protozoan, helminths and fungi as a pathogens, right? In this class, we will be focusing on the immunity, our immune system, your immune system students, that how it works. There are so many pathogens are present out in the environment. There are chances that those pathogens can enter into our body. Then how our immune system, how our body can combat with such type of pathogens, and that all come under one particular topic, that is our immune system, right? So we will be taking in this immune system. Very interesting topic students, right? Before going in immune system, I would like to tell you some basic terms, that is immunity. 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 Like we all are acquainted with so many pathogens. We have already studied so many pathogens that can be bacterial pathogens or viral pathogens, and there are some pathogens which are present in our air, right? So whenever those pathogens enter into our body, then what will happen? Our immune system try to kill that particular pathogen, right? Because there are chances that the antigen or the foreign substance which has entered into our body, there are chances that they may cause disease. So the body has that protective system due to which it protects ourselves from different kind of diseases, right? So this is called as immunity, right? Immunity, it refers to a system, it basically a system by which, or it's a process by which organism protects itself from pathogens. And this process is called as immune system, the whole immune system. An ability of an organism, or this is what is this? This is our immune system. That is our ability of that is the whole system by which we are protected from any kind of foreign pathogens. This is a immunity, and this is the immune system, and immunity means ability of body to protect themselves from foreign antigen. So students, I have used this term antigen. Antigen is any foreign molecule that enter into our body is an antigen. Antigen means any foreign molecule that enter into our body, that is an antigen. And with response to these antigen, there are so many kind of molecules, or so many cells are produced in the body that protects our body from these pathogens, right? So if we talk about the immunity, immunity is basically, it's of two types. So students, come at this side. Now, types of immunity. If we talk about the types of immunity on the basis that whether we get that immunity from our parents or we acquire during our lifetime, it is of two types, right? The first is innate right? First is innate immunity and second is acquired immunity, right? First is innate immunity and second is acquired immunity. As the name indicates, innate immunity, it is an ability of an organism to combat with the pathogen, and those immunity comes from parents. Like this type of immunity are present from the birth, right? And this is an acquired immunity. This is a type of immunity in which we get during our lifetime. Like there are chances that we may get certain kind of pathogens in the later half of our life. So what will happen? There are formation of certain B cells or some antibodies are formed in the body, and that is an acquired immunity, right? So first we will be taking innate immunity. First, innate immunity. As I have told you, innate immunity means the immunity which is present from birth, right? Present from birth. Very important, students. This is the immunity which is present from the birth. And this innate immunity can be of following type, or you can say there are so many things that influence such type of immunity. And so first of all, the such type of immunity can be written in the form of physical barrier. Right? The first is the physical barrier. As the name indicates, physical barrier. Physical means to protect or to not to allow the entry of certain pathogens. These are called as physical barriers, right? We all know we all have skin, right? And this skin do not allow the penetration of pathogens. Not only skin, there are certain mucous membranes are also there, like in our respiratory tract, our respiratory system, they have a mucous lining, right? And what this do, they basically prevent the entry of pathogen. This mucus trap those pathogens and do not allow the entry. Not only this mucous membrane is present in our respiratory system, it is also present in our digestive system, right? And it is also present in our urinogenital system. So students, physical barrier, in case of humans, there are so many physical barriers. The first physical barrier is the skin. Skin, right? Prevent the entry of foreign molecule, right? If we talk about the first physical barrier is skin, which prevent the entry of foreign molecule, right? Other than the second in this case is mucous membrane, right? This is first skin, right? We all know about the second part. I am writing this. This is first skin, and second we have is mucous membrane. Mucous membrane. Mucous membrane. The mucous membrane is present in various systems such as respiratory system, our digestive system, our stomach lining has mucus, right? And in stomach, one more function of mucus is there. Hope students you remember this. The function of mucus in stomach is to prevent the lining of stomach from the action of HCl, right? But in this case, it also prevents the entry of pathogen, right? So mucous membrane in respiratory, tract, in genital tract, right, and digestive tract. And digestive tract. Respiratory tract, urinogenital tract and digestive tract, they have a mucous membrane lining, and this mucous membrane lining protect the entry of pathogen, right. So this was the physical barrier. If we talk about this was the physical barrier, there are so many barriers are also there, such as in the next we will talk about the physiological barriers. So students, come at this side. Physiological barrier. The second part, that is the physiological barrier. As the name indicates, physiological barrier. That means there is something present that do not allow the entry of pathogen, and that something in this case can be tears, right? Tears. Why? The tears has lysozyme. Tears has lysozyme, right, which prevent the entry of foreign molecule. Or what this lysozyme do? They kill the bacteria, right? Right. Other than that, saliva. Our saliva also has this enzyme, that is a lysozyme. Saliva has lysozyme, right? This is same, a function of this lysozyme is same, that is to prevent the entry of foreign molecule, or it lyses those cells, right? It kills those cells. Other than the saliva, the another is the pH of stomach, right? If we talk about the pH, that is in our stomach, the pH is slightly acidic. Not slightly, actually it is acidic. Acidic pH. This acidic pH kills the bacteria entered into body by digestive tract. Digestive tract. Right. So whenever we eat something, there are chances that pathogen can enter into our body, but because of the presence of physiological barrier, that is a low pH or acidic pH, what will happen? Those bacteria or those pathogens which have entered into our body will be killed by the acidic pH, right, which is present in stomach. And you know, students, what is the function of acidic pH actually? Other than this, the another function of this is emulsification of fat, and to activate, not in emulsification of fat, to activate certain enzymes which are responsible for the digestion of proteins, right. So this was the physiological barrier. Now we will talk about certain barrier like cellular barriers. Right. The third is cellular barrier. There are certain cells in our immune system which act as a primary like they actually kills those foreign pathogens, and in this case the basic thing is the WBC. We all know about WBC, that is white blood cells, right, white blood cells. And what these blood cells do, they prevent, or they, whenever a foreign pathogen is entered into our body, what will this cells do? They will lyse those cells and they will kill those cells and they will perforate those cells, right. So this is the function of WBC. They kill the foreign pathogen by phagocytosis. Very important term, students. Phagocytosis means to engulf the bacteria, right, by phagocytosis. Other than WBCs, there are so many cells are present, and these cells are, this was first WBC, and second is NK cells. NK cells. N, here N means natural, K means killer, right. So these are natural killer cells, right. These are natural killer cells. Now what these cells do? They secrete one chemical, that is a perforin, right. Now what will happen, as this chemical is secreted, that is perforin, that perforin will lyse those cells, or they create pores on those cells. When the pores are created on those cells, the like internal substance or internal cytoplasm will ooze out of the cells of those foreign pathogen, and that will be phagocytized by the macrophages, right. In this case, what happens? Natural killer cells produce one chemical called as perforin. They secrete one chemical which is called as perforin, and what this perforin do, they create pores in the cell. This chemical or toxin basically kill those foreign cells by creating pores in plasma membrane, right? By creating pores in plasma membrane and then antigen, this foreign, I have named this foreign substance as antigen, and then this antigen is phagocytized by macrophages. They are phagocytized by macrophages, right? Now, if we talk about the cellular barrier, I have explained the two cells in this basically. The first one is WBC, that is a white blood cell that is found in our blood, right? This is a white blood cell. What these cells do, they kill the foreign pathogen by phagocytosis, right? Another important cell is the NK cell. NK cells are also called as natural killer cells, right? And NK cells. Natural killer cell produce one chemical, and that chemical is called as perforin. And what this perforin do, like this, suppose this is a foreign antigen which has entered into our body, and now what will happen? The NK cell will come. These are NK cells, right? Right? Now what will happen? The pores will be created like this. Pores will be created in the plasma membrane. So what will happen? The cell will die, right? All the content will ooze out from that particular cell, and the cell will die, and the cells is being phagocytized by the macrophages. Right, students? So this was a cellular barrier. So students, note down this.